Hey friends, welcome back to the Positive Money Project. 2026 is officially upon us, and so today we are going to be talking about how to set money goals for the new year that you will actually stick with. If you're new here, I'm Julie, a former investment banker turned finance coach, and my goal is to help you attain financial freedom. If you've ever found yourself in years past saying, wow, I really need to get my money together this year, and then finding yourself not actually accomplishing what you've set out to achieve, then this episode is for you. Today, I'm going to dive into some simple but very powerful goal setting frameworks to help you get your money together and be successful financially once and for all. So grab a notebook and get ready because this is going to be good. So let's dive in. First things first. Let's talk about why most financial goals fail. And the hard truth about this is most people set their financial goals like they set wishes. They're pie in the sky, big grand ideas, but they don't have structure or timelines or specificity. Things like, I want to save more, or I want to invest, or I really want to make more money are not goals. They're wishes, they're vibes, they're nice to have pie in the sky ideas. The reason most goals fail is because they're not measurable, visible, emotionally entrenched, or they are not aligned with the vision that you have for your future self. When it comes to setting money goals, it needs to be clear and it needs to be integrated into your real life, or it's not going to come true. If you want your financial goals to come true, they need to be tied to something deeper, aligned with your values and your lifestyle. And you need to have a clear path on how you're going to get there. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to turn your 2026 vision into specific financial goals that you can work toward over the course of the year. So let's start out with a check-in. So before you dive into goal setting, I want you to take a minute and ask yourself these 3 questions. First, what do I want my money to do for me in 2026? Not what you should want or what you wanted last year, but what you actually truly desire for this year ahead. Next, ask yourself, what season am I in financially? Are you in a season of saving, a season of paying off debt, or in a season of investing? Are you trying to scale your income, buy a property, or start investing? Or maybe you want to start a business. Or it's time to scale back and start optimizing your lifestyle. Get very clear on what season you are in financially. And then third, ask yourself, what is my why behind wanting more money? Your why is so important. It's the reason you're doing what you're doing. It's the reason that's going to keep you going when things get tough. And it's what's going to keep you making the right decisions long after your motivation wanes. So take a few minutes and reflect on these 3 questions, because the more clarity that you have around these 3 questions, the more meaningful goals you can set for 2026. Once you've gotten that clarity on what you want for 2026, you can start mapping out your goals. When it comes to financial goals, I like to think of them in 3 buckets. Bucket 1 are stability goals. These goals protect your life and your wealth. These are things like creating an emergency fund, paying off high interest debt, getting insurance and tracking your spending, or repairing your credit. These goals are like the foundation that keeps your money stable and your life secure. Bucket number 2 is what I like to call growth goals. These goals help to expand your wealth. Examples of growth goals include investing consistently, making retirement contributions, investing in real estate or businesses, taking a higher paying role, or starting a business of your own. And then finally, bucket number 3 is what I like to call life design goals. These goals make life feel great. Life design goals include things like a sinking fund for your vacations that year, making big purchases, such as a new car, moving or upgrading your home, taking a sabbatical from your job, or investing in yourself in terms of coaching or education or other things like that. So now that we're clear on the 3 types of goal buckets, my recommendation and what I do personally every year is I make one big money goal for each of these 3 buckets. Most people fail to reach their goals because they set 10, 12, 15 of them. But if you have just one goal for each of these 3 areas, 3 goals total, they'll be so much easier to keep an eye on, to monitor your progress toward, and to stay motivated in reaching them. And who knows, other great things might happen along the way, but you'll have your eye on these 3 goals, and you'll know exactly which direction you're headed, and you'll be able to stay motivated toward them. Okay, so now we have our 3 goal categories. Now it's time to set one goal in each of the 3 categories. When you're thinking about setting financial goals, I like to use a framework that I use with my clients, and it's called the Magnet Framework, MAGNET. And each of these letters stands for a specific aspect of the goal you're going to set. M is make it measurable. I alluded to this earlier, but if you don't have a specific measurable goal that you can work toward, it's going to be really difficult to know once you've reached it. So an example of this is, instead of in 2026, I want to save more, you can change that to, in 2026, I want to save $15,000 toward the down payment on the home that I plan to buy in 2027. Next, anchor it. Anchor it to your big life vision. Align it to your values and to the lifestyle that you envision for yourself. What does this goal provide for you? Is it security, freedom, flexibility, or options? Write it down. The more emotionally anchored your goal is, the more motivated that you'll be to reach it. Next, get granular. Take that big goal that you set for the year end, saving that $15,000, for example, and break it down into monthly or weekly micro goals that can help you track your progress along the way and through the year in reaching it. Also break down the weekly and monthly actions that you'll need to take in order to help your goal come to fruition. It's really easy to set a big year-end goal, but if you don't take targeted action throughout the year, you are more likely to be disappointed come year end. Next, name the habits required. What will you need to do on a daily or weekly basis in order to help your goal come to fruition? Do you need money check-ins? Do you need to set up automatic transactions? Write down the small habits that you're going to have to implement in order to ensure that your goal comes true. Next, engineer your environment. Make it extremely inconvenient for yourself to fail. Whether you need to open up a second bank account or make automatic transactions, whether you need to have the money come directly out of your paycheck, or you need to set up calendar reminders to help you take the tasks required to reach your goal. Engineer your environment to help you succeed. And then finally, tie your goals to your identity. The strongest goals are achieved because of who you become in the process, not just what you do. Practice those money affirmations. Tell yourself, I am a person who invests. I am a person who saves regularly. I am a person who achieves my goals. You guys know I believe in affirmations, and there is no exception here. Once you've decided on your 3 big money goals for 2026, and you've outlined a clear magnet plan to help them come true, I highly encourage you to create a vision board to keep you inspired and motivated throughout the year and to ensure you keep working toward them. A vision board helps to bring all goals to life, but a money vision board is specifically focused on your financial goals and helps you bring those to life and gives you a daily visual reminder of what you are working so hard for. So how do you create a 2026 money vision board? First, you're going to want to choose your format. A lot of people use Pinterest or a folder on Instagram, but my personal favorite is creating an actual real life board with all of my goals on it. This might give you a flashback to elementary school, but there's nothing better than a good piece of poster board and some snips from magazines or printed out from the internet of all the things you hope to achieve in 2026. Once you've chose your format, pick some images that represent each bucket or each of your 3 goals that you've set for yourself. For example, let's say one of your goals is to remodel your home this year. Find an interior design magazine, cut out some images of your dream home and put them on your vision board. Or if you have a specific savings goal number in mind, let's use that $15,000 for example. Print out that number and put it on your vision board so you're constantly reminded on what you're working toward. Something that's often overlooked but that I think is really important is to also add your why to your vision board. You can add quotes or text of things that you hope to achieve and that represent your life vision. Maybe these are things like financial freedom is within reach for me. Or abundance is my birthright. Adding quotes or visual depictions of your why for your life vision is super important. It helps you connect the images on your board to your larger life mission. Once your vision board is complete and you feel like it adequately represents your 3 big money goals for the year, I want you to put it somewhere visible. If it's a physical poster board, hang it up in your house somewhere that you can see it on a daily basis. If it's a digital vision board, take a screenshot of it and put it as your wallpaper on your desktop or on your phone screen. No matter which method you choose, make sure your vision board is something that you will see on a daily basis without much effort. The whole point of the vision board is to keep you inspired and motivated. If you're not seeing it daily, it's not going to do its job. And finally, make sure you sit down and you review your vision board on a regular basis. Maybe this is monthly or quarterly. Set a date with yourself and sit down and really take a look at everything on your board. Remind yourself of why you set the goals that you did and why it's important to keep working toward them. And ask yourself, do these goals still align with the lifestyle and the vision I have for myself? And if not, don't be afraid to tweak them. Make sure you ask yourself, how am I progressing toward my goals? Is there anything that I need to do on a daily or weekly basis to help me reach them more effectively? And of course, make sure you take the time to celebrate any wins that you've had since your last check-in. If you want 2026 to be a successful financial year for yourself, it's really important to take the time to set specific, measurable goals early on in the year. You want to make sure you're starting the year with structure, clarity, and systems that will help you get where you want to go. If you like this episode, hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel and share this with anyone you think may find it valuable. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.